Translating this concept of choice architecture to business, how we can improve decision making in a corporate setting, and if we align incentives, if we use defaults, if we understand mappings, how can you actually improve decision making in business? Talking about leadership, talking about managers that make decisions every single day. How can you actually improve their decision making by using this choice architecture framework?
Well, let's take the example of designing retirement plans. As I mentioned before, in the U.S. we have a system of private defined contribution plans where individuals choose how much to save and how much to invest. The companies that cater to those investors their business has evolved over time. In the beginning, they thought that the most important thing was to offer lots of options. So when these first plans came in, typically they would have only 5 or 6 options. But they started competing. Okay, my plan has 20 options, your plan has 30 options. Now, I think at the University of Chicago, one of our plans has 70 options. Now, it turns out offering more options is not in and of itself good. Because, first of all, when people go to sign up and they see 70 options, they say, oh my gosh, that's a lot of options. I don't know what to do. They just freeze and they don't join. So the more options there are, the more people just don't join. The second is, studies have shown that they don't choose as well when there are so many options because it gets so complicated. So what have they done? Well, now the better providers are using more choice architecture. And so one thing they'll do, let's go back to defaults. They will have a default investment plan that says, if you don't want to choose for yourself, here's one fund that's diversified. A very good one is called a lifestyle fund that rebalances your portfolio as you get older to reduce the percentage invested in stocks and increase the percentage invested in bonds as you get older. So here's a default. If you don't want to choose, pick that. And they'll say, all right, now, if you're a little more sophisticated, here are like five funds, and choose among those. It's like sometimes if you go into a restaurant that has a big fat wine list with hundreds of wines, most people don't know what to do. What a smart restaurant will do is they'll say, okay, well, here's one page of our favorites, and you can pick from those. So that's the second stage for these retirement plans. And then if you're very sophisticated, you want access to the whole carte de vin, fine, here, go at it. If you want to invest all of your money into Brazilian technology stocks, you're welcome to do it, but you had to get there. So that's better choice architecture, and I think that the money management firms that manage these retirement plans have discovered that by offering that, they have more satisfied customers. Now, of course, it's possible to abuse that. So they could be defaulting them into a plan that has the highest profits. It's up to corporate governance to make sure that that doesn't happen. So the employer that uses that plan should be saying, no, you can't be defaulting them into your highest profit fund. This should be a joint decision between the firm and the supplier to make sure the employees are defaulted into a low-cost, well-diversified fund, not one that makes a lot of money for either the employer or the provider.